Hey guys, Coaster Directed, bringing you a park battle between two kings of the Midwest, Kings Island versus Six Flags Great America. Besides Cedar Point, these are the two largest parks in the area, and they have an amazing collection of rides both. So let's get started. First up, both have racing wooden coasters, and the Racer, Absolute Classic versus American Eagle. American Eagle, in my opinion, is just a little bit better. It's taller, it's faster, it's meaner. And both are about the same roughness, but I will give the edge to American Eagle just being a little bit more smooth. And although they don't run American Eagle racing, as far as when I've been a lot less, like they've only done it once of the multiple days been to, but it was still a very fun ride whether or not it was racing. Whereas the Racer, kind of a headache maker if you don't sit anywhere besides the front seat, honestly. So uh, American Eagle will be getting 2 points. Next up, they have the Kiddy One coasters. We got Woodstock Express versus Little Dipper. Both of these are pretty old. Little Dipper is a relocation, and it's pretty new to the park, but it's pretty old itself. And Woodstock Express is like a larger version. They're very similar, just like kind of, I don't know, like double out and back, I guess. Yeah, kind of double out and back style. But anyways, both are pretty good for the little kids. Not too stellar overall as a coaster ride, but they're pretty good. But Woodstock Express is just larger and better overall, whereas Little Dipper is very, very small. But that's to be expected from the park it originally resided at. Next up, we have some more family coasters. We got Flying Ace versus Spacely Sprocket Rocket. Spacely Sprocket Rocket is a standard Vekoma layout, has a little bit of decent theming here and there, but it's not too impressive. Flying Ace is just a larger ride. They're both about the same, like roughness, just standard Vekoma, but Flying Ace is a little bit better, a little bit more intense, and a little bit more exciting just because it's taller, and it's a decent family coaster. So 1 point for Kings Island. Next up, we have the flying coasters. Firehawk versus Superman Ultimate Flight. A Vekoma flying coaster versus a B&M flying coaster. This is pretty obvious. Superman Ultimate Flight has the amazing pretzel loop, and Firehawk has a really good vertical loop and a pretty good sensation of flying. However, it is just outmatched by everything Superman Ultimate Flight has to offer, especially because of that pretzel loop. The pretzel loop is the highlight of the ride and destroys anything Diamondback has. So 2 points for Superman Ultimate Flight. Next up, we have the inverted shuttle coasters. Kings Island has Invertigo, a Vekoma inverted boomerang versus V2 and Intamin impulse coaster. Obviously, V2 wins being much smoother, having launches, and is just a much more, I don't know, not intense, but just a much more fun ride compared to Invertigo. Invertigo is pretty rough, shaky, not too bad, but it is noticeable. It is very noticeable. So 2 points will be going to V2. Next up, we have the B&M Inverts. We got Banshee versus Batman the Ride. Obviously, this is the first invert coaster versus the second newest invert by B&M. So, yeah, the Banshee is a fantastic ride. The drop's amazing. The dive loop is amazing. The inline twist at the end is phenomenal. And it's just a very long, intense ride compared to Batman the Ride, which is a short, fast, intense ride. They're very good, both of them. However, there's just a ton of Batman the Rides, and there's only one Banshee. So I will be giving the 3 points to Kings Island. Next up, we have the Arrow Loopers for 2 points. Vortex versus Demon. Both of these are classic Arrow Loopers, and Vortex being the first Mega Looper by Arrow, and Demon being a pretty classic, actually pretty well themed Arrow Looper. They both have two double corkscrews, two loops. However, Vortex obviously it's much taller, and it also has the Batwing element. But due to Demon's theming and just being a tad bit smoother, but Vortex having a better layout overall, these will be getting a tied 2 points for each park. Next up, we have the family coasters. We got Adventure Express versus Whizzer. Adventure Express is pretty smooth. However, the transitions are just awkward. It's just not, it's classic Arrow awkward transitions. However, Whizzer is a very good coaster for its age, very smooth and very fun. And all you have is a seatbelt. It's very comfortable and a very nice ride. So 1 point will be going to the Whizzer. Next up, we have the Parks 2 wooden coasters. We got Beast versus the Viper. This is obviously a complete blowout for the Beast. Viper is completely getting destroyed. Viper is a very good wooden coaster in its own right. However, Beast is just legendary, and it's a very, very amazing ride. Front seat and at night. And front seat at night is even better. It's an insane ride from start to finish. Is it the best wooden coaster in the world? No, not at all. However, it is still a very phenomenal ride. So, 2 points for the Beast. Next up, we got the Hypercoaster. We got Diamondback versus Raging Bull. We got the second B&M Hypercoaster versus the one of the latest, or at least one of the latest in America. So, obviously, Diamondback is considered a much better ride in the general public, or not the general community, and I honestly like Diamondback a lot more. However, Raging Bull has definitely grown on me more. I didn't like it like nearly at all, honestly. But now coming back to ride it, it's actually still really fun. It's just not as it's a fun ride, but it's not nearly airtimed or intense packed as Diamondback. So 3 points for Diamondback. Kings Island has 4 extra coasters. We got Backlot, Flight of Fear, the Bat, and the Great Pumpkin Coaster, and they will be getting points respectively for each. 16 to 9. Great America has 3 extra coasters. We got X-Flight, Dark Knight, and Goliath. So they will be getting 6 more points. Both parks have drop towers. We got Drop Tower Scream Zone versus Giant Drop. Giant Drop is over 100 feet shorter than Drop Tower, and Drop Tower is a gyro drop and it has a much more forceful drop in my opinion. So obviously Kings Island will be getting 2 points for this. Both parks have a few amount of family rides, a pretty good amount, not too incredible, but still pretty good. Kings Island has 29, and Great America has 36. Obviously, Great America having more will get the points, so 18 to 17. Kings Island has 2 extra thrill rides. We got Windseeker and Delirium, so they will be getting 1 point for each. And Great America has 3, being Revolution, Justice League, and King Chaos, so 3 points for them as well. Next up, we got the prices. A one-day ticket for Kings Island is $45 and a season pass is $99. One-day ticket for Six Flags is $70 and a season pass is $74. So not too much difference between a season pass and a one-day ticket. Honestly, if you want to go to Six Flags, get a season pass, honestly. I got mine at St. Louis for $54 and it's very, very good. So just get one of those and you can go all season long, especially if you have a gold pass. It's very good deal. So obviously the season pass, due to the price of the season passes, it will be going to Six Flags Great America. Next up, we have the appearance of the park. Overall, Great America has a good look in the older sections from the Marriott era, like over by Demon and Whizzer and the main entrance look really good, but the other places don't look too good. The Frontier, I don't remember, Southwestern Territory looks pretty good, especially for a Six Flags park. However, Kings Island just has a better appearance overall, and it's just much cleaner. I don't understand why they can call Great America the cleanest park in the world, whereas it's not even more clean than Kings Island, but Kings Island looks better in my opinion by about just a tad bit. It's not overly too much more, but it's still a decent margin, so 2 points to Kings Island. Next up, we have the operations. This one's an obvious one, a Six Flags park versus a Cedar Fair park. Kings Island has some phenomenal operations on Banshee and a few other rides like the Beast, and then they have some pretty good operations around the park like Diamondback, but they do have a lackluster crew with Firehawk, so overall it's a take your pick thing. It's pretty good overall, where the operations at Great America are lackluster at best. Well, they're decent at best and just bad in other areas, like running one train on a pretty crowded day and being pretty slow with dispatches. But other than that, they're not the worst Six Flags park when it comes to operations. So 2 points for them. And winning by 2 points, we have Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. Obviously, the coasters here are very neck and neck, very competing with each other. But just Kings Island has a better operations and a little bit better look or appearance compared to Great America to be able to give it the edge over them. So both parks are absolutely phenomenal and both deserve a visit, especially for Goliath and Banshee and Diamondback and Raging Bull and X-Flight and all these other ones. They have both of them have phenomenal coaster collections. So if you can get to both of them, I totally recommend it. However, Kings Island is just barely able to edge it out just because of the operations and the appearance. So, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And this is Coaster Directed signing out.